Nice job, Rob. Next, I'm going to introduce Hugh Bolton from Wright State.
Thanks, JB. And thanks, Abby. So I'm going to introduce James Bridgers from RoadAid. I'm going to offer that the first time I met James, I felt like I was looking in a mirror when we got to talking. I got to explain that. He's getting ready to come out, tell you about RoadAid. But 35 years ago, I sold my first company. I was a brand new intelligence officer in the U.S. intelligence community working up in Boston. And I took some imagery analysis algorithms and used them to do blood cell anomaly detection. We built a company out of it, sold it when I was 23. That was 35 years ago. I'm older than Jeff. Unlike me, some things don't age well. Roads are one of them. And so James, during the day, is an intelligence analyst with the National Air and Space Intelligence Center out of Dayton, Ohio. For those of you that don't know NASIC, the third largest data store in the U.S. intelligence community, NSA being the first, National Geospatial Intelligence Agency being the second, but NASIC being the third. He spends all of his days cleared for weird, hidden behind doors, looking at intelligence from all over the world to help keep us safe. But what he found was there were some tools, techniques, algorithms, technologies that he could apply for social good to help communities around the world, to help drivers. And he started this company, launched it, and is going to come out and tell you about it. I, for one, am a huge fan. I would like to see more of our tax dollars that are going into some of these national capabilities come out and make it to market. And so please give a warm welcome to James Bridgers and RoadAid.
We're getting there. Oh, sorry. Our roadways are terrible. You know this, and I know this. But I became more aware of this when 5 years ago, one of my engineers came to me and said that cities are always having these pothole palooza events where they ask you, the citizen, to tell them where potholes are located. From this initial request, I started to do some research and find out just how bad they are. In fact, what I found was every year it seems like our roads are continually receiving a grade of a D from the American Society of Civil Engineers. Hi, my name is James Bridgers, and I've been leading RoadAid, whose mission it is to create safer roadways everywhere. New York City is a great example because it shows how you, the citizen, can be impacted by potholes without running into them. New York City trial attorneys have created the Big Apple Sidewalk and Pothole Corporation, solely designed to collect potholes and be able to be more effective at suing the government, which they have been able to do so for the tune of over $130 million over 5 years, requiring the government to allocate annually $700 million just to be able to pay off future settlements, rather than use that money to actually fix the roadways. Although pretty unique, New York City is not alone in this problem. The good news is that it's understood that for every dollar invested in pavement management, $7 is saved throughout the lifespan of the road, but that can go all the way up to as much as $15. However, what is lacking is the comprehensive and frequent availability of road data to make intelligent decision infrastructure and investment decisions, as well as treatment decisions. And this is the problem. This is the current system that governments currently use today to actually do that road collection. It's great at what it does, but it's so expensive that they're only able to utilize it at best once a year, but more often, more likely, once every 3 to 4 years. If you just look at it, you can see dollar signs everywhere, from the advanced sensors all over the vehicle, to the analysts in the back to the analysts that are required to process all that data afterwards, as well as the dedicated driving that must be done for that vehicle to actually collect the roadways that's going to be analyzed. RoadAid is a detection capability that allows for the frequent and comprehensive collection of road data based on some proprietary detection algorithms at a fraction of the cost. You see, for the last 15 years, I've been working with the Department of Defense, utilize systems that collect data remotely, principally based on imagery, radar, and video data. Specifically for the last 10 years, I've been working with Wright-Patterson Air Force Base to answer questions like where IEDs are located. And for the last 5 years, I've been building multidisciplinary analyst teams consisting of analysts, engineers, and PhDs to answer these questions and a lot more with the National Air and Space Intelligence Center. Road Aid is 100% based on video imagery because it holds everybody accountable with a product that's easily interpretable. In addition to the location, I can get the location, the date, the time, as well as an image, as well as the size of the pothole or crack that was identified. And looking at historical data, I can tell you when that feature was first identified and how much it grew since that time period. And when collected, extrapolated, and plotted on a map, this is what that data looks like. We've been fortunate to work with the city of Fairborn for the last 2 months to understand how this data can be ingested into their tools and what those value propositions would be for them. And what we've been able to find out is they're not necessarily 100% interested in potholes, but what they are interested in is the cracks and all the features that go into creating what they call a pavement condition index metric. And that's what's being used to generate or allocate funds for their city. In addition, we ran a 5-week experiment to understand just how powerful this data could be. And what we found out was through a small collection of just 3% of Dayton area roadways and seamlessly integrating this into tools that the city currently uses, such as SeeClickFix, Dayton Delivers, and as well as the Nextdoor social media platform, we were able to get 100% of our pothole detects repaired in under 7 days. In addition, we were able to drive engagement on the Nextdoor social media community platform with over 700 members in that 5-week period. But more importantly, we were able to get the governments that were responsible for a certain 5-mile stretch of roadway to go out afterwards and repair that roadway once a week over a 4-week period in comparison to once every 6 months that they've done for the last 2 years. And that just shows the power of having an accountable product that is transparent, that everybody can easily interpret. And this is what the market opportunity is. This is how much is spent on pavement management within road and highway maintenance for the government on an annual basis. But this middle piece is what the part that we're really interested in. $1.67 billion is spent on pavement management in just the US on an annual basis. And our primary revenue model will be based on data as a service, based on the industry's current price point. But we are also working to seamlessly integrate our pothole data into tools and platforms such as Google Maps and Waze, so that consumers and drivers can be able to interact with that as well. And our government customers, prospective government customers love us. The director of streets for the city of Houston, who thought they had a proactive program, learned about what we were talking about with Road Aid and thought this was completely transformational. Furthermore, we went to the Miami Valley Resource Planning Commission, which is responsible for dispersing federal transportation funds to communities within Miami Valley, and identified three key criteria that will enable communities to be more successful at receiving those federal transportation dollars, rather than having cities raise your taxes to be able to do the same projects. I'm proud of the team we've been able to put together. You've heard about me. The other person on the team that's been with us is Tony Barron. He's been a developer remotely processed systems for the Department of Defense for the last 10 years. He was also the lead developer for a CubeSat that was launched in 2015, and now he leads development teams for a local Dayton area startup. And you met Hugh, who serves as an advisor for Road Aid. He's had 3 successful exits within the defense and intel space, and now serves as a commercialization director for Air Force technology with the Wright State Research Institute. So, on your way home, if you hit a pothole, or better yet, swerve to avoid one, think of Road Aid. But better yet, if you have government officials, or if you're ready for your government to actually fix your roads without raising your taxes, think of us and we'll be ready to talk upstairs. Thanks.